All right, and welcome to the Dads of Adventure podcast. Thank you for everybody who is listening on your favorite podcast app. Please rate and review us there. And also everybody that's watching on YouTube, you may notice that we have somebody else with us. I'll get to that in just a moment here. But please subscribe at DreamsMagicAdventure. And you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Dads of Adventure. You can also visit the Dads of Adventure page, www.dadsofadventure.com, where you can sign up for the email list and our membership site, which we'll talk a little bit more about that in another episode. But right now, I want to get to an interview with another Disney dad, Chad, who,
Hey.
AKA the Diary of a Disney Dad, out on Instagram, and I will let Chad introduce himself. And this is a special Father's Day episode. The Dads of Adventure got started on Father's Day last year in 2019. Yeah, 2019. We're heading to 2020 now. And
yep, 2020.
So this is part of that series. And just as a reminder, Dads of Adventure is all about dads having positive life and Disney adventures with their families. And I found Chad, and Chad was doing that, and I was really excited to get him on here to do a quick interview and get to talk to him just personally, and also for the podcast. So I know I just said I'd let him introduce himself, and then I went over some other things, but I'll let him introduce himself now as the Diary of a Disney Dad.
Hey guys, I'm Chad Duncan, aka the Diary of a Disney Dad. I have 3 sons, Max, Eli, and Cole, and married to my wife Jenny. We've been almost married 10 years, so it'll be 10 years in August. I grew up going to Disney, been going to Disney since I was a baby. I want to say probably most of till I went to college, till I was 18 years old, we probably went to Disney almost once a year. And fast forward to 2010 when I got married, I probably didn't go to Disney at all, but maybe one time in between college and then. So like 2000, I went to college in 2003 and didn't go back to Disney until I met my wife. And we went in 2013 or 14. So yeah, there was a gap that I didn't go, but when we went back with me and my wife and our first two kids, Max and Eli, I knew everything. Like I remembered it all. The nostalgia was amazing. But yeah, so I've been doing the Diary of a Disney Dad for over a year now, about a year and a half. And hey, congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. It's a big.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I do a blog. I do Twitter, Instagram, Facebook page. I got a Disney group on Facebook for tips and tricks. I do a lot of that stuff. I've been a social media influencer for my full-time job for about 2 years now. My wife runs a food blog, so that gets over 1 million views a month. So it's pretty popular, and there's a lot of work that's involved on that. So we do that full-time. I own a screen printing company as well. So yeah, me and my wife are both self-employed, fully busy, and I still want to do all this Disney stuff a lot because we try to go a lot, and I want to share all that with everybody else. But yeah, being a Disney dad is huge to me. My dad, like I said, I grew up going to Disney. My dad loved going to Disney. He still comes with us at least once every other year. So since we've been going, and awesome. I want my kids to experience the Disney magic that I felt and that I grew up loving, and the acceptance and the love that you get from just going to Disney. I think that Disney's almost like a different kind of special like magic that you feel, I think, when we go with our family, because it's like everything around us is just magical. I don't know that I use that word a lot, but that's what Disney is to us. My kids talk about going to Disney all the time. So I was like, when are we going to go to Disney next? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I want my kids to, know that it's okay to like a princess, even when you're a little boy and you're not supposed to. Or be tough and all that stuff. I want them to know that it's cool, and also at the same time to know that be Prince Charming, be a gentleman, be a knight for those around you, and stand up for what's right. So yeah, I think Disney helps accomplish a lot of that stuff.
Awesome.
That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah. I know that, for people that ask me why I'm doing it, which normally they don't, some people just, see, see it going on. But, I think, for me, I had just, background, and I went on 2 trips as a kid, one in 1991, and I think I was like 8 at that time. And then I went in 2000, which I was like 14 or 15 at that time. Um, so, and I may have messed all that math up. I don't know, but I remember the 2000 on top of the Epcot ball. That was one of the big things I remember
Nice, cool.
from the 2000 trip. And apparently I remembered things from the 1991 trip that didn't actually happen. And I forgot about things that did actually happen because I just recently reviewed, some of the videos from that. But yeah, and then my next trip was when my wife and I got married. Someone gave us like a timeshare in Orlando as a wedding present.
Nice.
Not a timeshare like full
like
time,
the week,
like
or
yes, for the
yeah,
for the
cool.
week. Yeah, it wasn't a DVC. I don't know why I don't know why nobody just gave that as a surprise. Didn't give that as a surprise.
That'd be the best wedding gift ever.
Yeah.
DVC, shoot, that'd be anyone can give me one of those anytime they want.
Yeah. Been to several DVC presentations, but haven't quite made it.
We're
getting
DVC
farther
members.
away. Yeah.
You
are.
We're DVC members.
Nice.
Hands down. I know it's not a sales plug. I don't get any credit for this.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it for you guys.
Yeah.
It has revolutionized our Disney vacation since we bought in, and we bought a used one too. So you don't have to buy them straight through Disney because we bought 200 points at Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
Like 50% off. So
nice.
It would have been like $36,000 through Disney, but we got it for like 18 through like a resale timeshare site. There's like actual ones that just specialize in DVC.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I know when we were talking to the actual DVC representative, I kind of tried to go in that angle because they were trying to sell like the new ones. And I was like, can you buy like, at Old Key West? And they were like, yeah, you can, but it'll be for like 47 years instead of 50 years or whatever.
They don't advertise it openly.
That really matters.
And it's shorter time frame, but it's cheaper.
Yeah. But cool. Yeah. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind. I'll come to you when I have the.
Shoot, at least every time you go, do a presentation and get some free fast passes. That's what we always do.
I will comment or not that we may have gotten some free fast passes and some Rice Krispie treats and maybe a pin or two and some bingo cards when we were on a cruise one time, which I played all at once and I don't recommend, so because that's crazy bingo on the Disney cruises. But so I think that kind of gives a little bit about what we have experienced a little bit. I had asked you some questions a little bit beforehand, so I'll take a look at some of those. And I think you touched on a few of those things already.
Maybe.
But so let's go back. Let's go to an easy topic real quick to start things off. So favorite Disney snack, and I'll share mine as well.
Hands down, the churro.
Okay. And any specific reasons, like the sugary goodness, the friedness?
My favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but honestly, like it's the warm, it's a stick. It's like, you can't see the screen, but it's like, 2 feet long almost. It's awesome. I don't know. I just love it. It tastes so good. And it's usually the first thing I go for. You can't beat a Mickey ice cream bar and stuff like that, but those are everywhere. Like you can buy those at Walmart now, but you can't get a Disney churro,
Gotcha.
It's there.
Now, I didn't ask this question. I think you mentioned mostly Disney World. Have you been to Disneyland also?
No, coronavirus from that.
Gotcha.
We were supposed to go, June 9th? We were supposed to go like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sorry about that for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Challenge there, but you'll get there. And
we will.
I was just curious if you had comparison on the Disney churros. So I will bring that in. So I think we and I don't know if either of us mentioned this, but Chad and I are both on a group called the Disney Parents Panel also. So you can find that on Instagram. We post every Tuesday, normally a top 10 list or like a list of everybody's favorite thing in a certain category. So I recently mentioned the Matterhorn macaroon in that as my favorite overall Disney treat overall things.
I've not had that.
And it is a mound of macaroon goodness. But if I was doing Disney World, I think I would have to go with school bread. And I think there's some controversy
Oh man,
sometimes.
I love the school bread.
Yeah.
I don't know why people say it's not good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why people say it's not good. When we go to Epcot, we always try to get a fast pass for Frozen, like ASAP, as soon as we can get there, 9 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, they let you in the park at like 8:30 or whatever.
Right.
So we'll go over there, we'll get school bread and eat it before we go ride the ride. It's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you share the school bread experience with me, because that is sustenance to me. Like I can have that for breakfast, or like when we're there late in the parks, especially if we're like trying to get in that extra Magic Kingdom hour and hope that the monorail's still open to get back to our car at Epcot. I'll grab a school bread on the way out, and many a time I have gotten there like just in the nick of time before they locked the door to get a school bread on the way out. So cool.
Yeah, that's good. I love those.
Yeah, I would recommend any of the treats in there, but especially the school bread. All right, and you mentioned probably if it weren't for the fact that I've been to Hong Kong Disneyland and experienced the Explorers Lodge, which is a mashup of a couple, like the Polynesian Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge, and
I've seen the pictures.
Everything about like the Disney Sea stuff. But otherwise, Walt Disney World, I think Wilderness Lodge is definitely the best. And you put Wilderness Lodge as well. So I was curious what some of your reasons were for Wilderness Lodge, to see if we agree on both. We'll just promote Wilderness Lodge here for a little bit.
So Wilderness Lodge, to me, the first thing is it's like all the resorts are their own special, magic. But like when you drive into Wilderness Lodge, you just left palm trees 5 minutes ago, and then you hit Wilderness Lodge and you're surrounded by a forest and pine trees. You don't even like realize that you're in Florida besides the heat. Like they do such a good job decorating, I think. And then I just love like the ski lodge feel or mountain cabin feel, whatever that is.
I think it's a mix. So
yeah. The geyser's awesome. The pool's great. Like the water effect of the geyser. I think it has one of the best bars. That little the
Geyser Point.
Geyser Point. Geyser Point. Right by the lake. I can
never remember that either, but for some reason it popped into my head.
I kept thinking Gurgling Suitcase, but that's not there. That's over at
that's Old Key West.
Yeah, Old Key West. Yeah. But Geyser Point's awesome. And then honestly, it has the best restaurant, I think, out of all Disney as well, which is Whispering Canyon.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, are you would your favorite be having all the ketchups or having a large lemonade?
My kids love the ketchups. Like honestly, the best thing to do there is have a birthday. That hands down the best. So my wife, we do family videos of our Disney trips. We don't really, we used to do YouTube channel with our family videos, but we don't do that anymore. It's got too much, but we just have family videos that my wife posts on her Facebook page. And so last year we went, and it was for my mother-in-law's birthday. And it was that time frame. So she was wearing her birthday pin, and they brought her a cupcake. And like, we already had the ketchups a million times. I was putting J or something, I said, all that kind of stuff. But so we sing the birthday song to my mother-in-law, and we're filming the whole thing. The waitress, instead of giving my mother-in-law the cake, takes the cupcake, rips off the icing on the top of it, and shoves it in her own mouth, and gives my mother-in-law the bottom of the cupcake, just the cake part, no frosting. And it was so hilarious. Like, everyone around us was watching and laughing. And like, it was we thought that she was going to slam this cake into my mother-in-law's face, to be 100% honest. Like, on the video, you see my mother-in-law do one of these, because she was like, thought she was going to get it smashed in her face. But no, of course, they probably would never do that. But she ate it herself. And that was the funniest moment I think I've ever had at a Disney experience.
So she created that tension, and then also created the humor.
Yeah, it was awesome.
On the back end of that. That's awesome. That's pretty great. Yeah, I haven't had that experience yet. I did get lucky enough last time we went. They had like the all you care. I love all you care to eat restaurants at Disney, and they had like the barbecue plates and things like that. Nice. And although the waitress asked whether we were on the dining plan or not, and we said no because we weren't, and she's like, oh well, you get a free drink with your meal, and we're like, okay. So so we did. And then she's like, oh yeah, you're on the dining plan, right? I'm like, no. So she comped all the drinks that we accidentally ordered. So that was pretty cool too.
That's awesome.
Not as humorous, but
see, Disney takes care of you. That's one of the things I love about it. Mm-hmm. They'll take care of you if there was even just the tiniest slip up like that.
Right. You know? Yeah. And I mean, I really love that place. We have you had a chance to take the tour of Wilderness Lodge?
Like the DVC tour?
No, there's a tour in the morning. You have to get up like really early to go on it. So we had a chance to take it once. So I recommend it. If you can fit it in, whenever, even if you're not like staying there, you can still take it. But
oh, cool.
It starts in the lobby of Wilderness Lodge, the main Wilderness Lodge building, but then they go all around over to the DVC portion, over to the and just discuss like all of the history behind a lot of the items there.
Nice, awesome.
So I won't go into all of that because it's all on the tour. But there's a guy that is dressed like a park ranger that's leading it. So if you ever see him around the lobby, it might be about time for a tour to start.
Is it free?
It's free, yeah.
Nice, cool.
Totally free, yeah. So they do one. Animal Kingdom Lodge used to do one, and Old Key West was doing one the last time we were there. But I know they were kind of like, some of them kind of went away at one point, some of these tours. But Wilderness Lodge, I'm pretty sure is still there. So I see that guy a lot. And but one of the coolest facts I thought from that whole thing, because you've got like the facts about like how the fireplace and the lodgepole pine poles and things like that in the lobby and where they came from. But there's too many cool facts. But one of them was that Walt Disney wanted to have live buffalo running through every so often through the lobby.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But, they there's nods to Disney in a number of other ways. Especially you all being DVC, I'm sure you saw a lot of like the train stuff and everything.
Yeah.
Around the DVC side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, cool. So moving on to another quick topic here on favorites. You had put, you can say it. I'll let you say it. So I'm not just reading it off there for you. So you put as your favorite ride, and if it changes, that's fine. I won't correct you on it.
No, my favorite ride has been since I was a kid, Splash Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, hands down, that's my favorite ride of all time. It's my oldest son's favorite ride now. We ride it all the time. My middle and youngest son haven't ridden it yet because they haven't been tall enough. But Eli should be tall enough this next time we go.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're going in. We're supposed to go in. I don't know. What is it? The parks reopen July 15th, right? And we have.
Yeah, I think Magic Kingdom and
the 11th.
Epcot, and then I think Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios are a little bit later. So
yeah, no, Magic Kingdom and Epcot are the 11th, and then the 15th is Animal Kingdom.
15th is their best. Okay, that's
So
gotcha.
we have a reservation on the 19th.
19th. Okay.
We've had a DVC reservation for like, I don't know, since April, but it kept getting canceled. So all we did was move it up like 3 or 4 weeks, move it up 3 or 4 weeks, hoping that they would reopen. And when they made the announcement of when they're reopening, I booked one real quick.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, Splash Mountain is hands down the best ride in my opinion. I don't like water rides at all, to be 100% honest. I hate getting wet.
Okay.
I don't like walking around a park soaking wet, and so like, what's that? Cali River Rapids?
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom. I'll do that if it's the last ride of the day when we're going home. But yeah, Splash Mountains, I don't know. I love Brer Rabbit. I love that Brer Fox and Brer Bear. They've always been my favorite. I got their collector edition Funkos. If you can see.
Nice.
My lighting is terrible.
There you go.
So they are my favorite for sure. Characters of all, like just the story. Obviously, Song of the South has its own issues, and we don't have to talk about that. But yeah, the ride, the music, the song, everything. I just love it. And I think it has the best animation out of all the rides. It's a longer ride, not like what Peter Pan's only like 50 seconds. It seems like. But I don't know. Splash Mountain's been my favorite since I was a kid and still is to this day. Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first time that I came back to it, I'm pretty sure we would have ridden it because I loved water rides. Like, yeah, the second time that I went, I know my sister had a broken arm, so we might have missed it due to that. But I remember coming back to it for the first time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot all this stuff was in here. And like, I think I'm, still surprised by, how long it is, every so often when I go on it.
I mean, it has a good length of time to it,
Yeah. And I'm with you on the, it would need to be the last ride of the day, or there was one time where we, it was just pouring down rain. So we're like, okay, we're just going to do it.
Yeah.
We had already been on Big Thunder Mountain, and like you said, like our son had just gotten to that height requirement, so we were riding all of those, and we're just gonna do them anyway. We're wet. We'll just stay wet, and then and we'll get them done. But cool. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned problems with it. I mean, it could have had even more problems because it was originally going to be based on the movie Splash. So if Michael Eisner had his way. So I mean, it could have had a lot more problems than it had.
Yeah, that probably would not have been my favorite ride if it was Splash.
I heard in a recent something or other about that that was the compromise, that they would still call it Splash Mountain to satisfy Eisner, but they definitely needed another theme for it. But cool.
That's funny.
And I thought, so one of the questions that I asked is what Disney character best represents you, and I thought your answer was interesting, and I'll tell you why in a moment here. So I'll let you say.
Oh, interesting, huh?
Yeah. So
I will preface this. Most people say because that is this guy is my favorite character by far. Everyone says to me, "Oh, that's perfect for you," blah blah blah. So I am interested to hear why you think interesting. So Sully from Monsters Inc. is my favorite Disney character. He's a big dude. I'm a big guy. Hairy. I have a beard, and but he loves Boo. He loves his kid. Willing to do whatever it takes to take care of Boo in that time frame. And also, he's Mike and him had some issues when they met at college, but he ultimately turns into a very loyal, best friend. And that's just the type of person I am. I'm super loyal. I'm super, I love my kids, to do anything for them, even if it means, getting scary and have, save them in some kind of way, I would do it. But the kicker that makes him also be my favorite is every time, and I'm not lying, every time I go to Monsters Inc. Laugh Factory I am Sully. There's never been a time since we've been married and had kids, so I've had this beard for forever, that we've went and I have not been Sully. So that's only reinforcing the fact that I like him so much, because I get to be him every time I go to Laugh Factory.
Well, that was going to be my interesting part, because I got to be Sully.
Yeah.
One of the last times that I did the laugh floor. So,
I can give you pointers. I'm like a pro now, for real.
I never got those free churros that they always offered, though, that somebody was supposed to provide. Yeah.
The little guy does not give us those churros.
Nope.
At least you're not that guy. That guy would be, when you're that guy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And, I was just thinking, I was trying to think of it. And yeah, there's so many awesome characters out there, and so many that I would, identify a little bit with. There's, like, I think probably, like, Kermit and Wally, and there's, I love the movie Up, but I don't think there's necessarily a direct character that I, like, there's characteristics of each of them, but I'm not specifically one of those. But I think Wally, because I think, I'm, I can do something for, fairly long periods of time with with and I'm always interested in, I like all of the little things where he's gathered all these little doodads and knickknacks and things, and like giving them new. It was so cool in that movie how they give them new context, for everything, from just like somebody's view of them when they have no context for say a lighter or a lunchbox or whatever, whatever thing he may be coming up with. And so I just I like that aspect of it. And I think his loyalty and his willingness to go the extra mile to make things happen. I hope that I can live up to Wally's determination and everything as well.
He saved a whole galaxy.
Yes. So, but I love his humbleness as well. Yeah. So hopefully I can be as humble as he is as well. So it's hard to do both, but hopefully that we can continue that. So I didn't put this in some of the questions there, but I was just curious, like, what is your kind of, what are some of the things that I know you mentioned, kind of your Diary of Disney Dad. What are some of your like goals and objectives for like, and we'll get into the question of some suggestions for like positive experiences, but like what are your goals and objectives for like for that? And if you don't have them, that's totally fine. But I was just curious, like what we had a kind of a little brief conversation here about just our mission in this and trying to talk to other dads. And so I'll stop now before I say everything that you might say too. So I'll throw that back over for that.
So I guess the goal and mission behind it is, to share my adventures of what I'm doing at Disney with my family. And I know a lot of the pictures on my Instagram are sometimes just of me, because, getting a 2, 6, and 8-year-old to take a picture sometimes is awful. Let's be real. I have a whole Instagram post of my kids taking pictures at the Lightning McQueen area. And they just, there's like 4 or 5 pictures and they're just all doing something different. You only get one perfect one.
Right.
But no, the Disney Dad, I started it because, to be 100% honest, my wife's blog that she runs is great. It's been our breadwinner for our family for, I've been full-time with it for 2 years. It's been, supplementing all of my income for at least 4 years. Mm-hmm. we've turned that into a blog that went from like, 2,000 views a month to now we're getting 1,000,000 views a month. So
Awesome.
I started the Disney Dad really on a business mindset that I wanted to turn it into another form of alternate income for our family. And it's really, I haven't, I don't do the blog, so I'm not making any income on it. That's just because at the same time, I still own a screen printing company, so I still have that going on. So I haven't been able to dedicate the amount of time to the Disney Dad business side of it that, because I have to do work for the regular blog and all that jazz. So, it started as a business. I would love for it to go and continue to be that way and eventually become an income source for my family. If and when that happens, I can't tell you that. But ultimately, though, besides that part of it, that's like I said, the initial reason I started it. It's become more like, my inbox is full of people, especially when I'm at the parks, and now we go to the parks like 4 or 5 times a year, and I have people asking me for tips. I started a Facebook group for Disney tips and tricks. And, it's not as active as some of the other ones. I think there's only like 300 or 400 people in it, maybe less than that. But, I've had
some people still.
Yeah. No, still, it's good. It's fun. I don't advertise. Like I said, I don't advertise a lot of this stuff because I don't do that. I don't do it for my screen printing company. I just word of mouth, talking to you, talking to other people is how I spread the word. But I really I like helping people. I've always loved doing that. I was a food restaurant manager for 15 plus years. So customer service and talking to people is in my blood, basically. It's what I did my whole life until I became an influencer and had my own business. So I just, I've had so many people ask me for tips on planning a trip. Now, I'm not a vacation planner. I honestly just give them free advice. And so that's what I like doing. I like talking to people like that. But I also want to break down stereotypes that, you see pictures of like dads wearing the shirts at Disney that say, I'm not wearing my family shirt, or, that's just not me. I want my kids to grow up having fun. And I want dads that are out there that might have some kind of wall to break down that, oh, I'm embarrassed to go to Disney, or I can't wear Mickey Mouse on a shirt. I want people to know that, listen, I'm a dad, I'm a big dude, I'm hairy, I try to be manly if I can, but at the same time, Disney's cool. Disney is not just for high school kids, band competitions and babies, or, single social media influencer girls trying to get thousands and thousands of likes and sell their makeup and all that stuff. It's not that. Disney is family oriented to, from the top down. And it honestly is for us, because I haven't said this, but my oldest son has cerebral palsy. So he's fully disabled. He's mute, so he doesn't speak. So going to Disney is obviously a little bit more difficult because he's in a wheelchair too. Now he can walk, he is mobile, but at Disney he can't walk all day. So he is in a wheelchair for, part, if not half or more of the day. But like Disney has hands down been the best vacation we've ever done with him being disabled. Nothing else has ever been that good. Going to the beach was awful. Mountains and swimming at a lake, he can't swim. So it's really not fun for him. He doesn't fish, he doesn't play video games. He's 8 years old and just, he's different. He likes to read books and sit by himself. And obviously he doesn't talk. So, Disney understands that though. And that's the big thing. That's what's like, I love Disney my whole life, but now that I have a son, and the other boys love it too, but now that we have a son, that like Disney goes above and beyond to take care of him, and make sure that his stuff and his stay is good. Not just for the DAS pass or anything like that, but just, when you're walking down the street and the cast member looks at Max and just smiles and say, I hope we're having a good day. Or the characters come out and just push his wheelchair for him, it's just so enjoyable. And that's what I want people to see, that, regardless of what your family's like or how you were raised, but, as a dad, as a leader of your family, you can have a good time at Disney. And it's not, it's not like you shouldn't be made fun of for it, or you shouldn't be looked down upon because you're Disney. I want guys to know that you can have a great time. And be an awesome dad with your, and be an awesome husband while you're there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that, because I was going to ask you if you listened to, and I haven't told you about the podcast previous to this, so you haven't. But
No, not yet.
yeah, in the opening of most of those earlier podcasts, I talk about how Dads of Adventure is for, again, positive dads that want to share the Disney experience with their family and life adventures, which is awesome that we share that. And we didn't plan that. We we just started talking today, so that's great. But and the shirts, those are that's one thing. One thing that I have a challenge with on things, and everybody can do what they want, but I want to help folks that are, I think Disney dads are viewed in a certain light, as I've was researching keywords and hashtags and things like that as we're just getting started. There's a lot of things out there that people think when they think Disney dad. It can be everything from goofy and bumbling dad to frustrated dad.
Here's my money. Here's my money.
Here's my money. The hashtag broke shirts. And things like that. And I'm not going to wear the matching Disney shirts. That I believe it can be expensive, but once you're there and you've already paid that, why not enjoy the experience? And
if it makes your wife and kids happier, or not even wife, your significant other, if it makes whoever you're there with happier, that's what being a Disney dad is. Being that guy that, hey, I'll suck it up for a little while and wear this shirt. I made my own shirts.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your shirts.
So, I honestly, probably the first time when me and my wife went to Disney, we didn't even think about like the matching family shirts. The first time we ever did matching shirts were the last trip we went on with my mother-in-law for her birthday trip. She wanted them, but before that, we've just not been a family that does them. But if my wife wanted to, I would be like, yeah, sure. It's a t-shirt. I don't care,
Yeah, I think I have a problem there with, when we do go on a Disney trip, it's like, okay, which Disney shirts should I bring?
That's what I'm at now. Dude, I got so many.
or when I go on a different trip, okay, do I have any shirts that, like travel type shirts that aren't Disney? And then there's like the Disney Christmas. There's a few. We're definitely into it there. But
one of my little side projects, I'm trying to make I'll just tell you now. I won't say the name because I haven't launched anything, but I'm doing a Disney t-shirt, not a Disney t-shirt line. Let me phrase that, like a pop culture theme park related t-shirt line. Like all the Etsy shots and stuff do that. So I created my own, and I have my first shirt made. So when I go to Disney in July, we're going to take pictures and hopefully launch maybe in August. But
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm making them. They're very good. They're going to be very Disney dad centric. So all the guys in our group will probably love them.
Nice. Yeah, that's I like how you talk about leading your family, and I mean that's what I'm all about. And some of the things that you mentioned, in trying to do like a the making the money, making some money as well. So part of my stuff is the membership that I'm trying to work on.
Yeah, I was interested in that. I remember you saying that. I was going to ask you about that, whether off the record or
So we'll talk about that a little more offline there. But but part of that is like, and this is me too. Like, I'm like, I want to see if we can like knock out some of the frustrating moments that create some of those stereotypes of like an angry Disney dad. And one of the examples I've been using lately as I've been talking about this membership is like the most frustrating moments are probably from whatever place you're staying at, to getting inside the gate.
Yeah, getting on the bus. Yep.
Getting on the bus,
for sure.
getting off, security.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother realm of that right now that I have to do some more content and videos right now. So we'll see how that works.
Just expounding on that a little bit, I fully agree. Waking up in the morning, especially because even I stay DVC most of our trips, and they're bigger rooms. They're not, we like to go a lot, so we use our points and still do studios. So there's still regular hotel rooms, When your hotel room is full with, you have a double stroller for the 2 kids, you have Max's wheelchair, you've got, because we bring our own food because we drive, because we're just, so we drive there, we bring a cooler worth of food, we have to get ice every day from the machines, all that kind of stuff. It's just, when you wake up in the morning, you got to get 5 people ready and out the door to get to your fast pass in time. Now that we go so much, though, it's easier, because at the beginning, that was, definitely, me and my wife would probably got more arguments in that hour of waking up and getting onto the bus, just because, the kids are running wild and all that kind of stuff. Got to get them breakfast. But now we don't do a fast pass until lunchtime or later, because we go so much. We're just, we'll go whenever we get there, kind of deal. So that has helped ease that up a lot. But yes, that is a pivotal time in, I think, setting yourself up for a good or bad day.
Yeah. I think one of my biggest things where I could be a little bit, or a lot snippy there if I knew the names of the cast members, I would apologize to them in the parking. Because even if we're staying at a Disney resort, normally we'll take our car, because we have a double stroller at the moment too, and ours is like wide enough that it does not fit between the cars. So for the longest time there, the procedure in the parking lot is double. The cars, you get the first one and then you get the last one. If you're the first one, there's like a ticking clock of when
get out.
You have to get the stroller out and then get away from your car so that the next one can come in, because there's going to be somebody from the parking team telling you, "Hey, I need you to move," and I was like, "I can't get my stroller through," so I have learned to pull it out, drag it to the front, and then
open it.
And then open it up. It took a long time, but we
don't drive it. I would do that, but Max's wheelchair we have a special needs wheelchair for him. It's like the size of the office desk chair that I'm sitting on right now. It's got all back, and it doesn't fold up easy. So once you open it, it's locked in place until you fold it up when you're done with it. So once we open it, we just stroll him in. Plus, he sits in there like he's on a wheelchair, because he can't. We need him to be strapped in. We don't want him sitting in the bus seat by himself. But anyways, I experienced before he was in the wheelchair and he was just in a regular stroller. It was the same thing. You gotta run to the back, open the tailgate thing, do it shut.
All right, we got popcorn buckets. Where's the hooks for the stroller? It's I'll get the cups in a moment. You can get out of the car in a moment. I just got to get the stroller first. So along those lines, one of the things I asked, just because we're both on this topic and seem to be the same mindset, are what are 3 suggestions that you would give, and you don't have to do all 3, but what are some suggestions you would give to a Disney dad for them to have a more successful day at the parks? And I think we kind of covered a little bit, but any other
I know we talked about this in the email earlier. I think my answers would probably be pretty close to the same. I think the first thing is you have to be prepared for fun. You can't and I say prepare for fun, you're on vacation. Yes, Disney can be stressful if you make it stressful. You are the one that makes it stressful. You have to be in control of everything. Just plan to have fun. Oh man, woke up at 8:00. My fast pass is at 8:30. It's okay. Don't stress about it. Don't slam your kid, granola bars into your kid's mouth so you can get them breakfast and then run out the door. And your attitude definitely will help control the situation. And if the kids see mom and dad being frustrated or tense, they're going to be frustrated and tense, and they're going to fight back a little more when you're trying to put the shoes on or whatever.
Right.
So I say plan to have fun, because you're on vacation. Disney is fun. Disney's open for a long time, so you can get the stuff done. And if you miss a fast pass, let's be real. The people are so nice, they'll probably let you still honor it as long as they're not like at capacity.
Right.
It's happened before. But the other thing I would say to a Disney dad is, plan to have breaks. I cannot stress that enough. You need to take breaks in the middle of your day. Whether you're there and it's a beautiful 63-degree weather, you don't need jackets, no rain, there's a beautiful breeze. Like, you need to take a break in the middle of the day, not just for lunch. I'm talking, if you get there rope drop 8 a.m. and you have lunch at noon, if you go 4 hours straight till lunch, you're going to be so wiped after lunch because all your energy's been spent. You're going to eat a big meal and then you're going to fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So we take breaks throughout the day. We found that, we try to do our fast passes. So we'll do one. Now we don't go till later. Like I said, we don't go to the parks till around lunchtime. But, when we go all day, if we're going to do it all day, we'll do a fast pass in the morning, a fast pass in the early afternoon, and a fast pass in the evening, so we can spread it all out. We like to, taking breaks has been essential with having a disabled child. So that is the best thing that we've ever done. Like, we will, even if we don't buy something, just sit in. Most of the restaurants will let you go in there, get some water and sit. So that's your big game changer, is to just take a little break, 5-10 minutes. Don't rush from ride to ride to ride, so you don't wear yourself out over the day.
Yeah.
And then I guess the last one will be a little fun, is don't hit anybody's ankles when you're driving those strollers. Man, if you can have your day ruined if you ankle bite somebody, because I've done that before. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't paying attention. My wife was next to me, so side by side on the bridge from. So we're walking by Be Our Guest. So we're going from Fantasyland towards Gaston's Tavern and Be Our Guest, and we were on that like bridge with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train right over here.
Okay.
I'm talking to my wife standing right next to me. I don't see this lady cut in front of us. So she cut in front of my wife and me, but I don't see her. And I'm doing the double stroller my wife had Max. So my kids, the foot bar that's down there, I just slam into her ankles. Man, I didn't think you're allowed to cuss at Disney, but that definitely got cussed out for doing that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, a bad moment, but obviously I don't like people cussing in front of my kids, because I don't do that. I don't want other people to do that, but can't control what people say. But yeah, so be a good carriage pusher, stroller pusher. That's, keep control of that thing. Yeah. It can make or break your day.
Yeah. I will say to that too, the opposite side of things is that if you get ankle bitten on your own from somebody else's stroller, if you're a stroller pusher regularly, remember that. It's hard to remember that in the moment sometimes, but normally I can keep that to myself. But
I've never been hit yet. Like I said, I did hit that one lady. I won't ever hit it again. That's for sure.
well, at least we'll try there. So
try not to.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know we've been talking for a little bit here, so we'll probably go ahead and wrap things up.
Cool.
And I know Chad and I will keep talking, because we are learning a lot about some of the similar experiences we have. So we'll keep talking here, but we'll wrap up the podcast here. And Chad, did you have any questions for me? I guess I've been asking some of the questions.
Oh yeah. No, I want to say thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. I definitely love getting with like-minded people, Disney dads, and talking about our own adventures and hearing other people's adventures. I guess my one question for you would be, your 1-year anniversary is coming up. How are you going to celebrate for your Instagram?
Yeah. I mean, Instagram is newer, but overall for Dads of Adventure, started on Father's Day. I posted about So the Facebook group, which is now part of, kind of the membership side of things and whatnot. I posted like about the trip that I went to like Father's Day weekend. So I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll be at the parks right when they open. I guess that would be close to Father's Day. So we'll see. Will that be right?
When is Father's Day? Father's Day is the 21st.
Okay, yeah. So they'll be open. I think I've been planning this so long, I don't know which days are the days that I'm thinking about it and which days are the days that is
So
actually.
you have a trip planned? Are we going to be there at the same time?
Well, we're fairly close, so yeah. So I mean, that may be a good idea. So if you're there, I might see if we can make our way over there.
Yeah,
And,
meet up.
Yeah, just meet up. That's one of the cool things that we've done. We used to be about 6 hours away, and we drove there, all the time. My my wife is I have to say it exactly right, a travel agent specializing in Disney, um, Disney vacations.
Yeah.
So we went down there a lot just to get more information, and because we wanted to. We got annual passes even though we were 6 hours away. But
hey, I'm 12 hours away, and I got an annual pass.
Yeah, so we were there quite often, but yeah. So I think I just took this down a big rabbit hole, but for Father's Day, it would be neat to go back and I don't know, either like redo that experience, or I don't know if we can, because it's just a cool experience. There were a lot of like magical moments in that, but maybe I'll do that at kind of as the pod. So there's a couple things I have in mind. There's either that, just doing a podcast kind of describing some of the things that happened that day. I'd also like to get my kids involved, because I've been talking about them all this time, and they haven't been a part of the podcast necessarily. They show up on our YouTube channel from time to time, but they're not haven't been a part of the podcast. So we'll see how that goes. I'd like to do something live maybe. I'll go ahead and announce that now. I don't know when this will show up in the week, but like to do something live. See if it's with my boys, but I'd love to get just kind of their take on a few things.
A live Q&A, that'd be cool.
There we go. So there we go. You helped me plan it. There we go.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. Disney Dads helping Disney Dads.
Well, appreciate it. All right. Well, again, thank you, Chad, for coming on and joining us. And we'll just finish with if you want to mention your social media accounts one more time so people can find you.
Yeah, I am Chad Duncan again. My handle is The Diary of a Disney Dad. That is my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Facebook page, The Diary of a Disney Dad. I also have the Diary of a Disney Dad .blogspot.com for my blog, if you're interested in checking that out. But if you go to my Instagram's my main focus. If you go to my Instagram, you can get all my other socials from there. So The Diary of a Disney Dad.
Okay, perfect. And you'll definitely have to tell us, and I'll put that out there too, when you have the new line of Disney Dad clothing out there, because I think that's pretty awesome. And while I've had one shirt idea that I've been wanting to post to some sort of t-shirt thing, but it sounds like you've already got that done, so maybe we'll just keep it at that.
It's gonna be a whole it's not gonna be an Etsy store. It's gonna be like just a clothing brand store. There's a lot of other brands out there doing it, but I have the equipment, so I can do it. It doesn't cost me that much besides buying the materials. So
nice.
I do have them made already, but I'll send you a picture.
All right. Gotcha. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate that. And so just closing things out here for us. Again, thank you for coming on. Thank you. This is a special Father's Day week episode of the Dads of Adventure podcast. And you can find us on YouTube, at DreamsMagicAdventure. We'll have the video there, and then you can find us on all of the your favorite podcast places and apps. And it's the Dads of Adventure podcast, and we'll be announcing different things throughout the week at the various social media accounts, mainly on Instagram, but also Facebook and Twitter. Not on quite as much, but all of it will feed to Twitter from at Dads of Adventure. And we even just put up a TikTok account. It's rather interesting there. But it's there at Dads of Adventure. So I'll go ahead and mention that too. And then go to dadsofadventure.com to sign up for the email list, and also for the membership, which we'd love for you to join us there and become part of the membership, so you can talk with other Disney dads like Chad and I, and that are just trying to share positive life and Disney adventures with their family. So I'll end this podcast and YouTube video with how we end it every week, with say, go have an adventure with your family.
Cool. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.